Soaring gas prices lead to concern over food supplies. The government and industry leaders will hold meetings today and tomorrow to try to tackle the problem.
Invitations to book COVID booster jabs will be sent to more than 1 million people in England in the coming week.
Now, amid rising global gas prices and warnings of higher gas bills for consumers, UK ministers have been holding urgent talks with energy industry leaders. It's understood that 4 small energy companies are likely to go under next week. The UK Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng says protecting customers is an absolute priority for the government.
Let's have a look at what the papers are telling us this morning. The front page of the Observer leads on the government's response to soaring gas prices. It writes the Business Secretary Kwasi Kwarteng is confident supply will be maintained.
Talking a bit about that during the course of the programme this morning, the Sunday Times is talking about a story about the trial of a new drug, which it says is raising hopes of a cure for breast cancer.
Meanwhile, the television presenter Julia Bradbury has told the Mail she's been diagnosed with breast cancer. She says she's speaking out to encourage others to come forward for testing.
And we were talking about Strictly a moment ago. Sunday Telegraph has got an image of the new Strictly contestant John Waite with his dancing partner Johannes Radibi. They were announced last night as the show's first male same-sex pairing. Some insides inside the papers today. This is inside the Observer, talking about lockdown. Noisy neighbours spark a 67% rise in police complaints, so 2/3 up on the year before lockdown. There's a case study here of a couple who've had problems with noisy neighbours, but basically talking about the fact we're all stuck at home, or were stuck at home, obviously, during the course of the lockdown, and disputes between neighbours rose, and police forces struggling to cope with the increase.
I wonder whether it's people being noisier or whether people, you know, you're just a little bit more niggly over lockdown, haven't we? Because we've not had other distractions, so things get on your nerves a bit more, don't they? And I was drawn to this story inside the Sunday Times today because how often do you wash your clothes, Roger? Say if you've had a T-shirt that you're wearing on a Sunday afternoon, does it go straight in the wash?
Sometimes.
Depends.
Yeah, luckily, they've moved us closer together again today, haven't they?
Yes.
Luckily, I've got clean socks on.
You're reasonably fresh this morning. So we're all making an effort at the moment, aren't we, to buy clothes that are perhaps better quality and not buy cheap, fast fashion. But this study says the best thing you can do for the environment is not wash your clothes as frequently, that we are guilty of overwashing clothes, which is bad for the clothes themselves and bad for the environment. And here's a guide on how often you should wash them. Pants, obviously, just the once, please, ladies and gentlemen. Workout clothes, just the once. Dresses, 4 to 6 times. Woolly jumpers, 10 to 15 times. And jeans, up to 30 times. And there are some top tips here.
Yeah, jeans do start to smell, if it's particularly in the summer, if it's hot and stuff.
Well, if they're getting a bit funky, the advice here is to freeze your jeans. Throw them in the freezer overnight. The lower temperature will kill most odour-causing bacteria and refresh your garments. And the other tip is carry a sponge at all times so that you can get those small stains off as you go, and then you have to chuck it in the wash.
You have to carry a sponge with you all the time, though. It's not going to work, is it? So I'll just quickly tell you this one. Firework night, bonfire night, Guy Fawkes night, whatever you want to call it, a few weeks away now. Bang goes the budget. Firework prices set to rocket amid fears of a shortage. It's blaming issues in China with supply due to hot weather. Don't know why that's an issue, but also a public holiday to celebrate centenary of the Communist Party earlier this year, or centenary of communism. Apparently there's an issue and prices are going to go up because of a lack of supply.
Gosh, that's something else to put on the pile.
That's what the paper is saying. I did,
I
read it and I thought, is that a Brexit supply problem or whatever? But this is the Mail on Sunday. It says it's down to shortage of stuff.
So many issues at
China.
play at the moment, aren't there, with the supply chain?